Hello everyone, my name is Neha Danavle from Brissam Training Institute, and I'm going to share this non-technical video on the life without electricity. The world life without electricity we cannot imagine, or it seems like, or it sounds like a torturous or unaccepted. And most of our lives are mainly depend on the electricity, and each hours our life we require the electricity, and we cannot imagine this, or it seems like ending of our life also. So the world without electricity, it seems like a torturous sound. The smallest thing, like we require the electricity for charging mobile phones, for use of computers, tvs. Many of the entertaining or the things we require in daily life that require the electricity. And for the communication to the, or any life related work, we require the communication, so it also the plus point to require the electricity for that purpose. But there are some ancient methods are there, like we use the medicines from the natural source, that for that we depend on the nature. So it gives the natural treatment to treat our diseases. But in our in current life, we mostly depend on the chemicals or the supplies that produces from the electrical sources, or that require the electricity, like some x-rays, or any kind of imaginary, like sonography, we require the electricity. So it is without electricity, these things they cannot exist. And for communication also, there we require the mobile phones. So without electricity, this kind also not exist. And there are also some revolutions are there, like revolution, white revolution, then IT revolution, or current revolution. So this kind of things cannot exist without the electricity, and that plays a major role in revolution. So it is most important to have electricity. And because of the electricity, there is also the less production, because the most of the industry require the electricity for the great amount of production, or for the large production of any supply. So they require the electricity, and without electricity that work cannot happen, or that requires some of time or manpower. So it is also uh, consumes the time. There is also some factors like socialization. We socialize with the world. So without electricity, that things also cannot exist, like the global mobiles, or the smartphones, or computer provide the global platform that we know about the world. So these things cannot happen without the electricity. And many of the traveling overseas, that things also cannot happen. Then there's also the few sources, like sources of entertainment also there. So many of the entertainment, like music player, computers, and then shopping, electrical shopping means e-commerce. These things also cannot exist, and we have to expose to the um, environment for the for such entertaining things. And there are also some physical activeness also provided because of this, no, without this electricity. So it is a plus point or positive point, because we require the gyms and some kinds of health, body uh, body exercises. So without electricity, we more exposed to the physical activeness. So we there is also the less amount of, or the less diseases are there, or illness are there. Then there is also we require the great manpower for the high production, or for industrial purpose. So it also gives the manpower is mainly costly in that perspective, when there is no, or there is not electricity exist. And many of the peoples now facing the unemployment because of the growing electricity or growing commerces. So it also, when there is no electricity, it gives a platform for the manpower, and it is a costly process in that perspective. And there is also the closure of industry, because industry is the big and that require the electricity for the great production. And there is also the collapse of economics are there when there is a loss or the closure of industry. And it is a main factor that economic that plays to grow the country or the nation. So it also affects the growth of nation also. Then they also decreases the productivity also, because the machineries are made for the uh, great s- uh, great supply to the great supply to the consumers, so we can produce that in great amount. So without the electricity, that negatively impacts the productivity also. And there is also the environmental concerns, like without electricity, that also raises the environmental concern, like we mainly depend on the mainly depend on the woods. Then for that wood we hunt, we cuts the um, woods. So that also damages the farming or the environment also, that is a negative point. So because of the electricity, that many of the things are many of the things are positive also, and there is also the negative impact, that impact also there with this positive effect also. That's something.